All right, we should be good. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, news coming in now less than 2 minutes. So news in less than 2 minutes. So we'll see how this comes out. We had 2 bullish folders for the dollar and 1 bearish folder. So we'll see what this does. But we see ES running right through this buy side liquidity at the moment. If we just mark up the 9 o'clock hour here. So we want to see our entry come after this time period. Right now, this could end up being where we get that entry, because we got to run on liquidity here in the macro. And now we're seeing displacement. So we'll just see. We'll see if we get this pullback into here after the 9 o'clock hour. If it comes before the 9 o'clock hour, before the news, then obviously I'm just going to sit out. But Ivan says just made 2% in 2 minutes. Nice. So yeah, news coming in 45 seconds. And then real quick, Euro GBP. Yeah, shit. As I was opening up the Zoom call, or sending it in the Discord, I saw this. So we saw Euro GBP come down, grab liquidity, tap into this 15-minute order block. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm not going to enter just because news just came out, but we did just pull back into this fair value gap. But I'm gonna let news. I'm gonna give it like a couple minutes at least just to see, especially since it's bullish. I want to see if we go and run this liquidity quick. But otherwise, we do have some sell side resting here. If this does push through, we could wait and see if we get displacement back up after sweeping this liquidity. But yeah, the move today is gonna be either we sweep this buy side or sweep this sell side. Either way, I want to see displacement sharply in the other direction. On the daily time frame here for ES, there's this fair value gap here on the daily that I think we could work up into, take this previous daily high, but then we also have this fair value gap down here. So we're kind of right in the middle of 2 potential draws on liquidity right now. So I don't really have like a bias as far as which one we go to first. So we're just gonna play what we get. If we get one more candle closure below, like if we come back and we close in this fair value gap again, I'm gonna enter a short. Now I'm gonna do a 5 handle stop, 5 handle TP1. But we got to come back. If we close above this, then we're just going to chill. Let me go ahead and get ready here. All right, we closed above, so let's just wait for a second. I mean, I'm going to play both, I guess, at this point, whichever we get first. But I'm not going to play both at the same time. I'll do stop. It'll be a tight stop too. It'll be 2.5. So I'm going to get short in here if we can make one more push up. So yeah, this will be only a quarter risk for me on this account. It's tight, 2.5 points. But yeah, if we don't come back and we come down here, let's get long right here. The reason that I'm willing to take this buy, guys, is just because of this gap that's up here. At this point, and we actually ran into this yesterday, right? So we ran into that weekly gap on ES needing to be filled, which is kind of ended up resulting in why we you know, were incorrect with getting long. That's where the draw on liquidity was. I want to see a little bit deeper of a push. Oh man, but you could be entering right now. Oh, it's not the fill I wanted. Oops. But nonetheless, I'm in. And 5-point TP1 puts me right there. Actually, no, I gotta go up because this is my fill. Let me get it up to 5 points. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna take one contract off here, pretty much right at this order block right there. It's not really an order block at the moment, but right before this high. And then yeah, let's you know, we can plan to partial. You can partial again at the beginning of this gap if you'd like, but we can look for further TPs inside that gap once we get up here to 1-to-1. We potentially could see a push down into here, but this would be a lot more fun. Yes. I thought I got the fill that I wanted. That would have been TP right there. Bro. Come on. You can do it. There you go. Boom. Alright, sweet. TP1 hit. Finally. Holy. TP1 hit. But yeah, let's go look at GU and EU. Let's go to like the 15-minute. So the 15 minutes where we got our entry on GBPUSD. My original stop loss was up here, but ended up getting taken out with this wick up. But yeah, entry yesterday we talked about on the session after we swept this buy side liquidity, and then once we saw displacement here on the 15-minute, we saw it like somewhere in here as it was starting to come back up. So order block entry, take profit one of these lows. Never got to TP2, but if you look at Euro USD, here on the 15-minute time frame, this was that same order block that never got tapped back into. And you got fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap. The first fair value gap is the only thing that got mitigated. Even on the 30-minute fair value gap, the first one got mitigated. So I have a hard time, and I can't say that I would have, oh, you know, we should have taken EU instead, but like I still would have been waiting for this entry somewhere at least up in here, most likely the order block, which it might still get to. I mean, it could come back up here later this week or next week. That could be a nice order block setup still. You got liquidity now engineered right here, still got imbalance in here, come back, boom, sell off. So I'm still waiting to see like if we get a nice pop. 4109. Yeah, stop was hit. He's shitting me. All right, TP1 and done, I guess, on ES today. But yeah, obviously we still could go. I still think we'll get up into here. Like this was all very late Asia session and pre-London. So to me, this displacement that happened here on the 15-minute time frame, like I saw it, I'm just like, nah. To me, this was just all gonna be irrelevant. So I want to see, like this morning we saw now this run on some more sell side. So we swept this sell side, we swept all of like a bunch of this trendline liquidity. So So we'll see. We'll see here. We still don't really have any displacement going on. Like, there's no fair value gap left behind on the 15-minute. There is on the 5. If anything, I guess now that I'm looking at this on the 5-minute time frame, this will be a super tight stop. This could actually be a potential entry right here. So you've got fair value gap, breaker block, stop below this low, literally less, I mean only 11 or 12 pips depending on your spread. Targeting, where is this? 1 to, you could go stop to break even there. You could go TP1 here at a 1 to 2. So just mark these highs. And then TP3 up here. And you could hold it, like you could leave a runner if you want, because we already swept that weekly low. But yeah, I want to see this entry in the next hour. I would say if we don't get the entry in the next hour, let's just, you know, forget about it. But this is good. We saw, you know, one last punch down through here. Sweeping liquidity, displacement, market structure shift. And then we got this confluence with an order or a breaker block and a fair value gap, which would also, I'm assuming this looks like it would be OTE as well. Optimal trade entry, like so. Yep, so right at that 61.8 is, so that's, yeah, that's pretty textbook if you ask me. But even looking at, like, let's go look at Bitcoin. Let me remove these drawings. So Bitcoin on the weekly, and this is what I've been thinking now for a little bit, which is we saw displacement right here on the weekly time frame. Oops. Price came down, wicked into it, pushed up. We see displacement again. So I feel like we could see the same thing happen, and then another push up. The sticky point for me looking at this now becomes really right here. And I'm only going over this just because obviously for those of you guys that trade crypto, this might be useful, but also I think we're gonna see some similar sentiment with the indices as well, and just all these markets. So right now it's more so just reacting, because to sit here and say, oh yeah, it's definitely gonna go up or it's definitely gonna go down, nobody knows, obviously, right? So it's like, it's more so just reacting to what it actually does do. So if price pushes up, sweeps some liquidity, we got relative equal highs here now. Great. Otherwise, you know, could be a completely different story. Like if we see if we do see that run and then displacing start to happen, that could be the beginning of it. So yeah, it's just a reacting game more so than a predicting game. I think like the cliche in crypto is sell in May and walk away. And I'm actually curious because I've never actually paid any mind to that. I've only been in crypto, I guess, for like 4 years, but I've never paid attention to like that specifically. But let's just look. May. Let's go May right here. So that's the beginning of May in 2021. And let's go look at like the end of May. So right there. So here's May for 2021. Here's May for 2022, right? Beginning right here and ending right there. So May, this was in November. And I guess if we go back even farther, just to back test one more year, what does 2019 look like? April, May started right here. So it looks like May actually was bullish back in 2019. But yeah, so guess we'll see what this year brings. But that is a cliche saying, and just because it's a saying doesn't mean that it's gonna happen. But yeah, seasonal tendencies. Usually this late spring, early summer, just in the time that I've been involved in crypto, that's definitely been the sentiment. Usually, is you kind of see a little bit less. I guess I don't know. You just see less bullishness, really. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hopping on as always. We'll be on tomorrow, same time roughly, so that'll be after all the news. We'll look for, a setup within that same hour and stick to what we have been doing. And yeah, guys, appreciate y'all. Have an amazing Thursday. If you need anything, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.